everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ara Draws. In this podcast, which we admittedly recorded a very long time ago, as is the custom with all of the things that I do, we talked about the Raven Boys books by Maggie Stievater, Kristin's book, which you can go read, Receiving Critique as Writers, and we talked about the Final Fantasy 15 DLC with Prompto, which I played recently back then and had lots of fun with. And then finally we talk about waking up in the morning because Kristin is not very good at it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this episode and hopefully you will come back for more.
What books have you read recently?
I am reading The Raven Boys by Maggie Stievater, which is one of Kristin's favorite books.
I am so excited that you're reading The Raven Boys. It starts out fairly dry.
It does a little bit, but the second book is really good.
Oh, the second book is my favorite. Which part are you at now?
Gray Man
Yep.
is talking to Mora on the phone.
Okay.
And he's having he went into Ganzi's place, and he was going to crash the place.
Yep.
But then two other people crashed it instead of him, and he just went and, punched them in the throat.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm here. And he hung up on Mora. Mm-hmm. And they're very pally-pally. So it's strange. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that there is a sleeping dream world.
Yep.
And Ronan is Dream Child. Mm-hmm. And that is it. I don't know what's going to happen.
That is perfect. See, that's what I like about Maggie, is that her books keep you guessing to a certain extent.
Yeah, I think you don't know what's going to happen.
Yes, and I think that the Raven Boys, by far, are the best books that she's written. I really like Shiver, but not a lot of plot happened.
Yeah.
I like werewolves, so that's why.
Werewolves are cool. I like how she has a realistic magicalness. Like, her magic is very grounded in reality.
Yes.
And it's very believable, which is very interesting. I thought she was really, flowery in Shiver. But, she kind of is a poet.
Yeah, she's a poet.
So, it makes sense. But I did enjoy her books.
Yes. I still think that the best line of dialogue she has is when she describes Ronan in comparison to his brother.
How is it?
Yeah, it's it's talking about his brother's name is Declan, and he's like, oh, Declan looks like a president's son. He's all put together and stuff. And then she talks about Ronan, and she's like, with his buzzed head and his sharp mouth, it warned that this species was poisonous.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, that is so cool. As a writer, I just super admire, because immediately you know what that looks like.
Yes.
You know?
A poisonous person. He is kind of poisonous if he isn't reined in by Ganzi.
Yeah, Ganzi definitely tones him down. And I think to a certain extent Adam does too. You'll notice as the series goes on,
Adam's just like, no, Ronan.
Adam is kind of
puts
a calming
softly on
Yes.
head.
Stop.
Stop.
Okay, so now we have Sake for Susano, and now he's gonna go bust up the rock.
Oh, that's right. He motivated by alcohol.
Yep. Like many men.
Blick. But Kristin has written a book.
I have written a book.
You can read it.
You can read it.
If you would like.
Swoonreads.com/ what is it /
What is it / Where is your phone?
Unknown Soldier Shadow.
Let's see where
I have one screen name, and it's Unknown Soldier Shadow.
Yes. Warriors fanfiction.
Yep. You might remember me from circa 2009.
One of the popular, very wrecked authors of Warriors fanfiction.
I remember really liking being a popular fanfiction writer because I would wake up every morning after posting a review, a chapter, and I would have 23 reviews every single time.
Nice.
And I remember being like, and then I had a funny review the other day. I wanted to tell you about it. I forgot.
Yeah,
it was an anonymous review. Every so often, because my story sidestep has been done for I want to say I finished it in 2008. So it's 8 years.
Whoa,
9 years.
You are an
Oh my
old
gosh.
human. She was in high school when she wrote it, right?
I was in college.
Oh, you were college
Actually,
fanfic writers.
Hold on,
I remember.
I don't think it's been that long. Where's my phone?
Here's my phone, but
Let me look me up.
But my favorite fanfiction writers were always the kind who were college students because they had the best writing and also the best experiences to draw upon.
Yeah.
Because I was a high school student reading copious amounts of fanfiction.
Oh, so I was so off. I wrote it in 2010 when I was 19.
Ah.
So I was in college, and then I wrote the second one the next year in 2011. Can you believe I wrote... This one was 161,000 words. I wrote that in less than a year. Because
Wow.
I finished it in October, and then I started the next one in August.
That's what happens when you get sweet, sweet feedback for every chapter you write.
Oh my gosh.
I remember those days.
I miss having that, like...
Instant feedback.
I know it sounds vain, but I'm like, I miss having that appreciation. In college, I did not get that.
No, in college you go in and you are forced to submit to the critiques of your classmates,
Yeah.
and many of them want to tear you down,
Yep.
and they don't have the best of intentions.
The weirdest critique I ever got, I think I told you about this. I was in advanced fiction workshop, and it was like 15 people maybe,
Yeah.
and we would have 2 stories every class, and everybody would critique around the table, and if you couldn't talk. You just had to listen to everybody's critique. And this kid, I will never forget, he looks me dead in the eye, and he's like, you use the description and the color blue too much. It makes me feel like I'm in a Gap.
What?
I know.
The Gap writer?
I know, and I can't. Every time I write and describe something as blue, I'm like, Gap blue. I will
Gap
never
writer.
forget that. And then the next time, that kid, it was his turn, he got critiqued really badly because he was not the best writer, and he quit the class.
What?
Yeah, and he changed
Just
majors.
rage quit.
Yeah, he was like, nobody likes my my male-centric manic pixie dream girl montage fever dream fiction, so I'm just gonna become an architect.
I mean, you have to take it. You have to be able to take those punches.
I know. I mean, I accepted that I wrote like I was in a Gap, so I think that he could have accepted that he needs to use like less adjectives.
I have also had critiques that have not been fun.
Really?
Yes. I've told you about all the really terrible ones.
Did it even make you cry?
Like, I don't really cry, I just feel like internally hurt.
Like why even try to write I'm a failure?
Like, why even try this? And then I have to, like, convince my brain to be like, no, you're good.
I felt that way my first ABNA when the guy told me I can't see boys or girls enjoying reading this. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm very small.
Very small in this big universe. I haven't had that terrible.
That's probably the worst one. I had never got flamed or anything when I was writing.
Yeah.
I did get attacked by the fan fiction police because I used music quotes at the beginning of my chapters.
See, I got attacked by them too when I used it at the end of my fanfiction story. They're like, good story, but it's cheesy ending.
Oh, and then you're like, oh. Like, they told me I'm going to report you because you quoted Red's song Innocence and Instinct at the very opening of your story.
Oh
and
my
I'm
gosh,
like,
copyright infringement.
I know, I'm like, go ahead then, I guess. Let's see if they actually come after me.
I mean, you're not making any profit out of any of
I
this.
know. I'm like, what I thought at the time was they must be very young and have no life.
Yeah, that's usually the issue. They have nothing to do, and they just want to troll people on the internet.
I know, and they were all on Anon, so I couldn't
Of
even,
course.
I wanted to just grab them by the shoulders and shake them. I'm like, you
Yep.
are trying to get mad at me. This is a story about talking cats. Like, let's have a sense of realism here.
Yes. Why get angry?
Let's everybody just be calm.
Calm down.
Everybody,
Quiet.
let's be friends.
Friends. Whoa, you were a regular dog for a minute.
Yeah, when she runs out of ink, she turns into a normal dog.
Oh, how do you get more ink?
Well, you go, like, you just wait, and it'll redo, or you find little ink pots.
Kind of like Prompto's health.
Oh, can we talk for a second about how adorable Prompto is?
Prompto is very adorable.
And how much, like, I love
him. Cute.
It reminds me of that thing on Tumblr. I know you've seen it, where it's like the checklist of the tree, and it's like, I will protect it. I will tell my friends and family about it.
Yes.
I think that about Prompto. Strongly agree.
Strongly agree. Prompto is so cute. I just finished playing the new DLC that came out on June 27th, I guess, the Prompto one. And it was an adorable story about Prompto learning to like himself.
I was so sad, though, because I wanted there to be a moment, spoiler alert, where one of the bad guys pulls off his helmets and he is also Prompto.
Yes, he did have, while you fell asleep, yeah, he did have a moment where he was dreaming about the soldier being him.
Oh, but it wasn't actually.
It wasn't
just a
actually.
dream.
He was having a hallucination.
Did he wake up, like, with a gasp?
Well, he was going to shoot himself, and he did. I think he did shoot himself in the face.
What?
I think it was.
Oh, in the dream.
In the dream, but not for real.
What? I was only asleep for like 2 minutes. Was it longer than that?
It was a little longer than that.
Oh.
But you didn't miss anything. Well, you did miss Aranea, like,
showing up entirely.
Showing up, and, well, she straddled him and, like, was like, stop being a crybaby.
What?
And then,
you didn't wake me up for this?
I did not. You were sleeping. Waking you up is like waking up a dragon. I do not wake Kristin up.
That is not true. Okay, that is, like, my one thing that I will go into a rage. Like, you know, in Pokemon Gold and Silver, you played that one, right?
Yes.
Where you have to go to Rage Lake, where the Gyarados are all raging?
Yes.
That's what I feel like when I am awoken before I'm meant to be awoken.
Yes. I call it waking the dragon. She does not like to be awoken when she can sleep more.
Oh my gosh. Being woken up, you might as well just kill me. Like, I cannot stand it when I am woken up. That is, like, my most enormous pet peeve.
I woke you up when Travis had to leave, but I stayed by the door and I was like,
Kristin,
it's time to wake up. It's time to say goodbye to Travis. And you went,
And then you left.
And then I left. I knew that I had sown the seed, and the seed would grow fruit, and you appeared, like, 20 minutes later.
It was not 20 minutes. Do you know how my dad used to wake me up when I lived with my parents?
How?
He would come into my room, and he would be like, it's time, honey. And I would be like, it's not time yet. And he would grab my foot like this, and he'd go, wake up, honey. And then he would leave. Because once I'm awake, I'm awake.
Yeah. Once you're awake, you will finish the waking process. See, my mom did that once with me with sock puppets. And she came in and she was like, hello, Megan. Time to wake up. And I was like, sock puppets. And I asked her to do it again the next day, and she woke me up again with sock puppets.
Oh my gosh, so you had a pleasant wake-up experience.
That was way back in the day, but I am kind of a morning person. Not as much as I used to be.
Sickening.
But I wake up very early in the morning. I go to bed very late at night. And somehow I sleep.
How do you survive?
I don't know. I survive off of the cold dread that lives within my heart.
Wow.
It keeps me alive. It keeps me thirsting for survival.
Sometimes I think about current events and I'm filled with the will to die. And then I think about how current events are going to change in the next 4 years, and I rediscover my will to live.
Yes, that's all I have to live for. All right. Goodbye.
Bye.